Welcome everybody. I'm going to show you some stuff to do with Office 365 and Teams mostly. First of all, to get started, you go to portal.office.com and that'll take you to this. This is the portal. We are only going to support the web-based versions of all the Office 365 apps. They work pretty well. But if you do want to install them on your computer, you can do that at your own risk. It just won't be supported at this time because there are too many troubleshooting issues involving operating systems, etc. So you can try it if you want, but it really isn't necessary. On the left side of the portal here, you'll see all the familiar apps, Word, Excel, PowerPoint. If you click on those, it'll take you to those apps. I just want to point out the ones that we're going to be focusing on, which is Outlook, which is going to be for email and only email outside of the district. So if you're trying to contact somebody within the district or within the school, please use Teams instead. Outlook is going to be there as email for you to communicate with anybody else outside of the district, externally from the district, such as, I don't know, parents, suppliers, whoever else. Teams is what you're going to be using most of the time. I'm going to click on Teams right now and it'll pop up in a new tab. And in my browser, and you should probably do this as well, it might be a good idea to either bookmark this. So look for the bookmark icon. I'm using a different browser, Brave browser, so that's where mine is. And I believe for Chrome, you'll see a star over here, and you can click on the star. Or you might be using other browsers. You should know how to bookmark things in your browser. The other way you can keep this up all the time when you open up your browser, and what I like to do is to pin it. So to pin this tab, right-click on the tab, and then click Pin. And that way it always sits in the corner here. I have a number of tabs that I always keep pinned. So anytime I open up my browser, they're there. So the other one I want to pin right now is Outlook. So I'm going to click on Outlook. And that's what it looks like. Yours might by default be white, but I like to change my mode to dark mode just because it looks nicer to me. Easier on my eyes. And to do that, you just go to the settings and pick dark mode. Okay, so I'm going to pin this one as well. I'm going to right click on this tab and hit pin. So these are two apps that I always liked pinned because I'm going to use them a lot. Okay, so that takes us to Microsoft Teams. So the difference between Outlook and Teams is Outlook is an email program. We've had email for over 30 years now. And email has been great for communicating with people, but it's I wouldn't say it's out of date. We still use it, but it's a bit slower to get messages across. And you need something a bit more useful in terms of collaboration, so sharing files, etc. So many times if you're trying to collaborate over email, there's an email list. Sometimes people get left out. Other people can't see it. You have to go back and look for email threads, and the conversation doesn't get saved as conversations. So that's where Teams comes in. So you can still send emails back and forth and reply to each other, etc. But it's preferred that you stay away from this for district stuff and only use this purely for external communication. So within the district, we've got Microsoft Teams. Let me introduce you to the interface. So first of all, in the top left corner, you have this what's called a waffle. That's what we call it. Waffle menu. And it'll take you to all these different web apps. So the web version of Word, the web version of Excel, OneNote, PowerPoint, etc. So if you want to access some other programs, you can go in here and click on those, and those will open up. Now down the left side, you'll see all of the different options in Teams. So first of all, there's activity. When you click on that, it will take you to all the different things that have been happening. So if you are away for a while and you come back to activity, all the things that, and you can arrange this yourself. You can pick which things go into your activities. So if you don't want to hear from a certain person or a certain channel or group, you can choose that in your settings. So activity will be an activity feed of all the things that have been happened since I've been gone. This is actually everything that's been happening since we started. So the most recent, of course, will be at the top. So that's a handy place to go if you want to check out things that are happening. The next one down is called Chat, and this is very much like any other chat system in like iMessage or WhatsApp or Signal or any other chat app that you use. You basically just compose a new message and you chat away. So you type in the person's name and then you type messages. And the difference between chat and Teams is that chat is private. So if I chat with a particular person, that conversation only is viewable by the people who are in that conversation and not anybody else. But chat is pretty neat because you can also share files and the files will be saved. So it's quite useful. Then we go to Teams. So Teams, the app, is called Teams because it's really about these different teams. So we have a Delphi secondary team, and there's a district team. There's this Outlook and Teams help team. So there's probably going to be more teams as we go along. I'm just going to go into the Delphi secondary staff team to show you. So if we click on this, this gets you into here. So inside any team, there are a number of different channels. So we have our general channel, and this is really for any general information that we want to share with staff. Like I said before, the difference between a team such as Delphi Secondary Staff Team and your chat is that this is public. So anything that you post in here, the entire membership will see. So all of the staff at Delphi will see, including any of these department channels as well. So these are called channels, basically a way to share information about a particular topic. And we can create channels as we go along. But you can see there's an ADST channel, I have a science channel, a Pro-D channel, Office 365 help channel, and an assessment channel. So in all of these, you can start conversations, post files, and share things with each other. You can see that I have some hidden channels as well. So I've actually chosen some of these to show because I belong to science, I belong to ADST. So I've chosen those to show. And to do that, you go into your hidden channels. So by default, when you first start, you will only have the general channel and Office 365, and I think the Pro-D one as well. But if you want to show more, like look for the ones that are part of your departments, go to hidden channels down here, and then select the ones that you want to show by clicking these buttons. Okay? The ones you don't want to show, you won't be notified about, and you won't have to worry about. Now let me just show you, for each of these channels, you can set notifications. So if you do want to get notified about, say, general, then click all activity. I want to be notified about everything. Turn it completely off, or you can customize it. If you click on customized, it'll take you to some more granular settings. So I've set it to turn off notifications for every new post. However, show and feed when I am mentioned in the post. So if somebody mentions me, then I'll be notified because it's obviously more important for me to look at those. So I can turn these on and off. let me just quickly tell you banner and feed. Banner is a pop-up, so something will actually pop up on the screen. Feed is that activity feed. So I want to show only in the feed. I don't want any pop-ups for this particular channel. So then I save that. Okay, so for each of these channels, you can set the notification settings. Or if you're not interested in a certain channel, you can hide it. Okay, so that's kind of an overview. Calendar is just a calendar. We won't be using it much at the start until we figured out how to use the calendar. There will be a school calendar at some point. Files will be any files that we share. Actually, I should show you files. There's a files here. If you go to General, this is how you should access files. If you go to General, a lot of the files that are posted have to do with the entire staff. So you see a folder for staff meeting minutes. These are all going to be up to date. So Wendy will no longer have to notify you that there's a new file to download. You won't have to download anything. Anytime you want to look at the latest version of the phone fan out, it'll tell you how when it was updated, and it'll allow you to click on it. As soon as you click on it, it'll take you to the document. So these are always up to date, and we don't have to send emails to each other about these files anymore. All right, so that's it for now. See you at the next video.